Time now for a popular weekly cookery segment, Northern Nancy's Country Kitchen, with this week's recipe, strawberry and apple pie. Okay, Nancy, we're back in the kitchen now a few hours later, and we're going to make the filling for the pie, is that right?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, and what have you got there?
I'm using 2 large Bramley apples.
And what's a Bramley apple for the uninitiated?
It's a cooking apple, and it's got a rather lovely taste. You can use any kind of cooking apple, but this is my favourite. And it's in season most of the year.
Oh, that's good.
I've got a spare cooking apple. That's Gala apple.
A Gala apple.
I think those come from New Zealand.
That's
an eating apple.
Right,
but that's just spare. Here I am. These are the strawberries. I've just given them a little wash in water and drained them in this dish, which I am now going to use to put grate the apples in. Here's my grater. I'm using that side. It's got the skin on.
So you put the grated skin in the pie?
Yes.
Oh, that's easy, so you don't have to peel the cooking apple. You just have to remember to take that label off, don't you, before you put it in the pie. Now, Bramley apples and strawberries are a very popular combination for pies. What are some of the other fruits that you might use in a fruit pie?
Just plain apple, gooseberry, rhubarb, and that's all. Suppose you could put fruits, berries in, like blackberries, or the local fruit that grows wild called wimberries. That's very popular, but you've got to go and pick those yourself.
Yeah, there's most cool climate countries have some kind of special berry, like the boysenberry or the wimberry or so on. So berries are particularly good in a fruit pie with apples to bulk it out. And so why are you grating the apples rather than cutting them up?
My mother did it like this. I could do it with cutting them up, but my daughter thinks that this is a good idea. As you can see, it takes quite a long time.
Yes, but so does peeling an apple and cutting it up, and I think, yeah, I'm just worried about you getting that label in, that's the only thing. So, and we've got here the pie base, which we saw earlier, been sitting in the fridge for a few hours just to let the pastry settle. And Nancy's still grating away furiously there on that grater, Nancy. I'm just asking, it would be possible, would it not, to use one of the electric graters?
Indeed it would save time.
The food processor, which probably wasn't around in your mother's day.
No.
And what would be your views on using things like canned fruit in a pie?
Never.
Is there any particular reason for that?
No, but...
You always use fresh fruit, so putting the apple now in the bottom of the pie dish.
Just going to put a little cooking apple in, eating apple. Putting the sugar on the apples.
And what sort of sugar are you using?
That's just ordinary
castor or granulated sugar.
Will do, yes.
And do you put a certain amount of sugar on?
To taste, I can't tell you how much I put on.
How much did you just put on there?
Two tablespoonfuls.
And now you've washed the strawberries, you're cutting them in half and just sitting them on top of the apples. And will you be adding more sugar to that?
I'll just have a look and see. Probably not.
Beautiful strawberries in season at the moment.
Fill up all the spaces.
Beautiful. And what comes next?
Now I'm going to put the lid on.
Now I notice that pie doesn't look exactly full. Is that because it's going to rise, or because
No,
you've just got enough fruit
just
in
got
there?
enough fruit in there.
Now this pastry lid has been sitting on the plate, as we saw earlier, and just putting it on the surface of the pie now, pressing it down over the fruit, and then finishing off the edges.
Pinch the edges together.
And we're pinching the edges to hold the juices and the fruit inside the pastry case. And I imagine you can use this exact pastry for savoury pies as well.
Indeed you can. I'm going to make some holes in the top. It doesn't matter what kind. Some people use a fork,
And
which
what's
looks
the
a bit
purpose of
better,
that?
just to let the steam out.
Okay. So it might sound a silly question, but why do you finish the edges off if you're then going to make some spaces for the steam to come out?
No,
Don't
I've no
know.
idea.
Must be a tradition, Yorkshire
Pastry brush
tradition.
and some milk.
And what does that do?
This is to make a glaze on the pie.
Now I've seen some people use beaten egg with milk.
Yes, yes. Beaten egg will do. A lot of people use beaten egg.
Beautiful. And so you're going to put that pie in the oven?
Yeah.
No?
A second lot of sugar.
And will that crisp up with the milk?
Mm-hmm. It's going in the oven at gas mark 6, which is fairly hot.
And how long are you going to bake it for?
Half an hour, and then I'll have a look at it.
Okay, we'll catch up with you later on. So how long have the pies been in the oven for?
They've been in 30 minutes on 6.5.
So let's have a look at them. Here we go. We've got our strawberry and apple pie, and the two little apple pies for Alex, who doesn't like strawberries in his pie. And as you can see, there's a lovely, nice, crisp coating on the pastry, and they look absolutely delicious. So we'd better get them in the car ready for afternoon tea.
And cream.
And cream. Does everything you make have cream with it, Nancy, or sometimes custard?
It's very decadent.